Hello, my lovelies, my lovely, lovely witches. I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me today. I am making another charm today to hang in my home using some shiny silver thread, some buttons. I hope the lighting's not too bad in here. Unfortunately, the overhead light that I normally use is out of battery, and I wanted to make this video and I was like, oh, I don't think I can wait for it to charge. So I have a lamp on. It's probably casting some unusual shadows, so my apologies for that. Anyway, buttons. I mentioned in a previous video how much I am wanting and liking and enjoying working with buttons in my magic. So today's charm is going to be a protection charm. So I'm using some black buttons from my family stash. This is probably one of my favorites. I hope you guys can see that. Because it has that moon shape in it. It's quite a narrow hole on the back, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use that in this particular charm because my needle is quite large, because I wanted to use a slightly stronger thread than just regular cotton thread. Could have maybe used embroidery thread, that might have worked. Anyway, let's see how we go. So we're using buttons, but we're not just using buttons. I'm also going to use some of these little cypress cones. Oh my God, I wish you guys could smell these. They smell amazing. So these are the cones from cypress trees. I have some cypress trees growing nearby that I can grab cones from. And I'm also going to use some witch's burrs. I love these guys too. Super protective. They're already trying to cling to each other. These are from the liquid amber tree and are often known as witch's burrs. Super protective. Again, there's a tree that's throwing these down on the ground right near my work. And so I have harvested some of them, and I haven't used many in spells yet. So I thought it might be time to add some to a charm. This is going to be awkward because they don't want to let go of each other. Okay, let me see if I can get a few out. I don't need many. I might just go with 3. Yeah, we'll go 3. So we'll go 3 of those. We'll do, we'll maybe do 3s. We'll do 3, 3, and 3. That's a magical number. What do you reckon, guys? I'm just winging it here. I have no real plan other than to use these ingredients. So you are on the same journey that I'm on, working out what we are doing and how this is going to work. I don't know. So if we're doing 3, 3, and 3, we need to probably choose 3 buttons, I guess, to make this little charm. So let's tip them out and have a look through them. We'll definitely keep out that little moon one in the hope that I can use it. I love this really huge fat one. We'll put that at the bottom, I think. And then choose another. Decisions. That's kind of cool. It looks almost like a planet. It's got some, I don't know exactly what that is, some sort of metal, I think, in the plastic, embedded in the plastic, like glitter. That's cool. All right, well, maybe we'll use those 3. We might just choose a backup in case we can't use that one. Let's go for this one. I quite like the look of that one. Okay, so we'll pop those away. And I think I'm going to cut the stems off these. And then I'm just basically going to thread or tie them on, almost like a witch's ladder, I suppose. So let me just unwind some thread. Cut that. guess I will start maybe just knotting. I don't know how we're going to go with this. I reckon I might not put that right at the bottom. I might tie on one of my cypress cones as a base so that we don't have to try and knot with those really big holes where the thread goes through on the button, because I don't reckon we'd get that with a big enough knot with this thread. So we're starting off with that. Lovely. Then, let's try the button next. I think what I'm going to try and do is just essentially sew as though I'm sewing on a button, just to keep it in place. So I'll need to pull that through exactly the same as if I was sewing it on, and hopefully that will keep it in place on the string. Well, we'll find out, won't we, in a minute. So this is pure experimentation. You're watching Art Witching in the raw here. No plan, because Scorpio. All right, let's see how that goes. But yeah, that's going to work quite nicely. All right, so we've done a cypress pod. Now let's do one of these. Now I don't know if these guys are actually hollow and if I'm going to break too many spines trying to get through them. I don't want to break the spines off them all. So I think we might have to do something similar as we did with the cypress pods and actually tie them in, which I think will work quite well. I hope it'll keep them in there. They're quite grippy, so I feel like they're going to want to be tying up the thread. Let's just find out if this works. Yeah, I think that is going to work. Tying it in a knot. Ta-da! Yes, that is going to work. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. And then we'll go for another one of these guys. Trying to get them relatively evenly spaced. Not measuring anything, of course, because, you know, I wouldn't do that. You could totally measure if you wanted to be better than mine. Excellent. And then we'll go for another button. I'm going to go for this guy, actually, I think. Oh no. My needle has come unthreaded and this stuff is so hard to thread. I'm going to have to get a needle threader. There we go. And again, just using the holes to kind of tie it on. All right. Another witch's burr. definitely wants to hang on to that thread, which is both good and bad, depending on whether it's the piece of thread that I want it to hang on to. But you can see why they're so protective, so spiky. Witch's spurs. All right, so let's try another one of the last one of these guys. That didn't work. Let's try that again. Oh no, I'm getting all tangled up. Getting all tangled up in my witch's burr. Getting all tangled up in my cypress pod. You can see how this is definitely going to be protective. Now I'm just struggling to get the end of my thread through. There we go. Excellent. And the last button, we'll try the moon one. No, it's not going to go through, unfortunately. It's too thick. I had a funny feeling that was the case. So we'll have to save this for another project. Any ideas, guys, please? Let me know your thoughts, what to use the moon button for. So we'll go with this guy instead, which I think will be, if I can get it through the actual end of it. Yes, okay. Okay. Just going to kind of knot that, I think, in the back there. And put on the last witch's burr. And I might actually end up putting something to hang it from in there. That's not going to... I'm going to, guys, I'm just going to use a little dab of glue in here because I don't reckon that's going to stay otherwise. So I'm going to glue that end down to keep it secure, which is actually probably not bad because glue actually has that correspondence of finishing, stopping, holding, which is quite protective. So, okay, that's my pieces. I don't want to move that in the way. There we go. These little bits out the way. Here we go. We can have a look. If I turn the buttons over, we can see what this looks like. Ta-da! So that's going to hang in my hallway, I think. And yeah, I'm trying to work out how I want to hang it, what I want to hang it with. Maybe a piece of thicker cord. Bear with me. Yeah, I might do a loop in this black jewelry thread. And then maybe glue that down as well. I might use hot glue for that. Anyway, I might do that off camera, but because I don't know, I don't have my hot glue gun to hand right now. But I hope this has given you an idea of how to make a little protection charm from things you find. So we have the found botanical materials. There are so many options out there. You don't have to use cypress and liquid amber or witch's burrs. You can use whatever you've got in your area. Have a look around you. Go for a bit of a walk, a little bit of a nature walk. Gather things, see what you find. You might want to add some feathers if you've found feathers. Obviously, I'm really into my button magic at the moment, and I'm using the colour correspondences here of the black, and also the fact that these are ancestral. I feel like my ancestors are using ancestral magic for protection is quite a common thing. So I'm using my ancestors here, and and some thread. So, you don't have to spend a lot of money is what I'm saying, what I was trying to get at there. Go foraging, go through your own house, find your buttons or coins or charms or, whatever it is that you've got. Bells are great for protection. And put something together. Put a little protection charm together. Bones are good if you're not a vegan or a vegetarian and you eat meat and you have like a roast chicken. You can use the bones from your roast chicken in a protection charm. And as I said, feathers, bells, bits and bobs, whatever works for you. Go forth and create. Put your imaginations to work in making a charm to protect your home.